The sun goddess, Arena, or Aniti, was the Hittite sun goddess, known as Dutu Aru Arena, or sun goddess Arena, who is also sometimes identified as Ariti or as Wuru Semu, the sun goddess of Arena. Is the most important one of the three solar deities of the Hittite pantheon. Besides Dudu Napasus, the sun of the sky, and Dutu Taknus, the son of the earth, she was considered to be the chief deity in some sources in place of her husband. Her consort was the storm god. They and their children are all derived from the former Hittite pantheon. This goddess was also perceived to be the paramount earth goddess. She becomes largely synchronized with the Hurrian goddess Hebat, as the Hittite storm god was with Teshup. In the late 14th century BC, King Mursili II was particularly devoted to the sun goddess of Arena. In addition to the sun goddess of Arena, the Hittites also worshipped the sun goddess of the earth and the sun god of the heaven, while the Luwians originally worshipped an old Proto-Indo-European sun god Tiwaz, a runic energy connected with solar deities. It appears that in the northern cultural sphere of the earthly Hittites, there were no male solar deity. So in ancient times, the ancients rocked with the solar goddesses until patriarchy came in, and everything is switched up now. So this is a solar goddess that I work with all the time. This solar goddess Arena, I work with her to enhance my creative abilities, to strengthen my willpower. Solar energy is paramount in enhancing all types of your creative abilities, your intelligence, as well as strengthening your willpower. If you have a weak willpower, it's nearly impossible to manifest your desires, especially if you have great ambition and expanded desires. You want to have the willpower to manifest your dreams and your visions, and there's no other entity in the heavens that compared to the sun. You know what I'm saying? It is the rock star of the cosmos. You have the suns that you see in the sky. You have primordial suns. You have galactic suns, or galactic suns and primordial suns. So either way, tapping into the sun that you see in the sky is all connected with the greater suns. So connecting with various solar goddesses, in this case the goddess Arena, she can guide you in ways, or proper ways, of connecting with solar energy to enhance your creative abilities and potential, to strengthen your willpower, and to manifest your desires. Like the sun greatly amplifies your thoughts, your visions, your ambitions, greatly multiplied and empowered by tapping into solar energy. So to work with this great goddess, most of the solar goddesses I've worked with, they love to drink nice wine, beer, flowers that are associated with the sun, good food stuff. Every deity that I work with came to me at some point, and I have about 15 of them that I work with, various goddesses and gods from different pantheons and different cultures. They've all come to me at some point in my on this journey of 33 years. So we eat, they eat what we eat. You know what I'm saying? Some of them may like particular stuff, but they all get down what they get down. If you're one of those that's still cooking good food, you're barbecuing, you're making good stuff on the stove, you're cooking with your soul, they enjoy the same type of foods. Based on your research and studies, they may like certain particulars, but overall they like to eat. They eat meat. You only have one vegetarian that I'm going to mention in this short little discussion, but Arena is not one of them. So some nice beer, ginger mead, nice wine, flowers that are connected with the sun, like daisies, various plants that are connected with the sun. She really enjoys. She was like, come through. So it came through my psyche and give me a shout out. Let the people know I am here. Don't forget about me. Very ancient solar goddess that they named a whole city after. Very powerful energy here. Another one of the favorite deities is highly protective. Here is Tiwaz. If you're not familiar with the runic energies, this is the runic energy of Tiwaz. Tiwaz, as I mentioned, is connected with an old Proto-Indo-European sun god. So this is an energy of protecting you from evil. It gives you spiritual endurance, spiritual protection. It's also a room of spiritual justice. So if you got some legal issues going on, you can draw this on a white candle, connect with the energy of Tiwaz to ensure success and victory in your court cases. Not so much pray to Tiwaz, but chant the names of Tiwaz, invoking the energy of spiritual protection, spiritual endurance. You know what I mean by spiritual endurance? You know, we get on this path, and depending on who you are as a soul and what is your purpose here, you know, your path can get kind of challenging. You know, your family and your friends start to go against you a little bit when you get on this path, and it can be very tiresome. And it can wear you out if you don't have enough spiritual endurance. So meditating on Tiwaz for more spiritual endurance, protection from any type of negativity. The more you chant the name of Tiwaz or any runic energy, the more it begins to permeate your aura, and this change impacts your outer reality. So keep that in mind. The runic energies are cosmic forces of nature, the energies behind the gods. And Tiwaz is a very ancient primal energy. Next up, we have the great goddess Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin showed up in my awareness probably maybe 15 or 20 years ago. Kuan Yin is the very essence. Kuan Yin, the goddess of mercy, she who hears the cries of the world. Kuan Yin is the very essence of mercy and compassion, among the most beloved and well-known of all spirits. Technically, Kuan Yin is considered a Bodhisattva, venerated as such throughout the Buddhist world, but she also possessed the stature of a goddess, and many consider her to be one, not just modern Western goddess devotees, but also in East Asian folk religion. Kuan Yin is a spiritual phenomenon, and she transcends religious boundaries and is also found in Taoism and Shinto shrines, even in the shrine of her main rival, the Lady of Tiashan. Kuan Yin is a great favorite of independent practitioners and goddess devotees everywhere. Kuan Yin protects the helpless, particularly women, children, and animals. She bestows good health and fertility. She guides and protects travelers, especially seafarers, sky travelers also. In recent years, Kuan Yin has emerged as the guardian of air travel. She protects against attack from either animals or humans. She breaks cycles of rebirth, punishment, and retribution. Kuan Yin provides protection in the realms of the living, the dead, and anywhere else. Keep in mind, she breaks the cycles of rebirth. So you're going to have to do something besides saying, I'm not coming back next time. You probably said that last time you reincarnated. You have to do something. If you don't want to come back, you're going to have to do something to elevate and raise your level of consciousness and vibration. And the great goddess Kuan Yin is one of those goddesses that will guide you towards obtaining immortality in a single lifetime, thus elevating your vibration to where you don't have to reincarnate out of you need to evolve yourself. You'll come back because you want to help the planet or whatever realm to evolve. Mind you, because you don't come to the earth realm, that doesn't mean you're not reincarnated into third dimension. Like, this dimension is millions of worlds in 3D. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't come back here, or there are parallel worlds of the same vibration of earth. I go there almost every night to parallel worlds and seeing some of the same people that I see in this realm in the other realms of the other worlds parallel to this one. So this is a great goddess that will help you to elevate your consciousness, to raise your vibration, to which you'll be vibrating too high when you check out of here to where you can't reincarnate here. You'll reincarnate back into the higher worlds. Quinn Yan epitomizes goodness. No one is kinder, more compassionate, or more benevolent. Kuan Yin doesn't possess a single benevolent or malicious impulse. She is also exceptionally responsive and evidenced by her worldwide veneration. If you are new to spirits or generally afraid of them, Kuan Yin might be the right spirit for you. Alternatively, many believe Isis traveled the length of the Silk Road, finally emerging as Kuan Yin, or that their images may have served as a portal for a frontier spirit. Whoever she is, she's entirely good. The desire of so many individuals and traditions to claim Kuan Yin testifies to her appeal and power. Her favorite people are women, children, exiles, and travelers, but Kuan Yin vows to respond to anyone who calls out her name in his or her moment of fear or suffering. She offers aid, mercy, compassion to anyone who suffers. She helps not because of who you are, but because of who she is. Her offerings are oranges, pomegranates, spices, incense, Iron Goddess Oolong tea, offerings on behalf of needy people, children, and wildlife. So she is one of those rare goddesses, I guess, that is a vegetarian. So she's not interested in any type of meat. So fruit stuff, vegetable stuff, like your, like what do you mean, like the dried food. I put a lot of dried foods also, like dried jasmine rice, dried red beans. They carry the energy. They work with the energy on your behalf. You know what I'm saying? So Kuan Yin, there's a lot of dope amulets of Kuan Yin that you can find on eBay and Etsy that come out of Thailand in that region. They have some very beautiful and powerfully Kuan Yin pendants. Very, very awesome energy here for protection. Here we have the Black Tara, the Black Flame, the Camphor Flame Black Tara, maybe wrathful form of Green Tara. She subdues and subjugates evil and vicious spirits, conquering all those who oppose or obstruct spiritual progress. Black Tara heals all illnesses stemming from spiritual or magical causes. This is one of the things that when I'm doing my healing work in the ancient magicians and healers, and even those shamans in the world today, when they approach healing, it's from we're going to remove the spirit that causes the illness, then come behind it with the appropriate herbs or food stuff. For the most part, when people catch an illness, they go to the herb stuff or the food stuff, but the spirit or the spiritual cause of it still lingers, and it still eventually usurps a person of their life force. So it's imperative, if you catch an illness, no matter what it is, to find ways to address the spiritual cause of the illness. That is where my healing work comes into play, and the Black Tarot can also help you to remove the spiritual cause of the illness, whether it's a heart issue, whether it's a type of cancer. It doesn't matter. There's a spiritual cause to it. And the Black Tarot is one of those energies that will help remove the attaching spirit that causes the illness in the first place. Black Tarot bestows invincible will on her devotees, so they are able to achieve their goals. We just talked about this with the Sun God, having that willpower to achieve all goals, aspirations, and resolutions. This is a comparatively rare form of tarot. Black tarot or dark blue tarot are sometimes considered to be the same. Black tarot may be a Ekajata, the blue sky goddess at night. Her colors are black and midnight blue. Tara is the preeminent Tibetan Buddhist spirit, female spirit. Before she was a Buddhist deity, Tara was an Indian goddess. In India, Tara is a tantric goddess, possibly originally a tribal goddess. She is fierce, not serene like Tibet's Tara. Tara roams forests and battlefields, often in the company of Shiva. India's Tara is Lady Wisdom. She bestows sacred and mundane knowledge. She instills literary talent and teaches palmistry and astrology, among other skills. Tara protects against danger. disasters, violence, and illness. She performs feats of healing and fulfills all desires. The Black Terror. So it's very important that you find some mantras connected with Tara of any of her manifestations. Once you chant the mantra of the goddess Tara, these mantra, these energy, these words of power begin to permeate your aura. So if you have any type of hidden enemies or enemies you know of, you don't have to direct the energy towards them. Simply chanting her mantras of protection begins to permeate your aura. She will initially try to heal the consciousness of those that don't like you or have ill intent towards you. You know what I'm saying? So she will initially try to, transform their consciousness. If that don't work, she has to do her things. But, working with her mantra is a very powerful way to empower your aura. So any ill will or people that don't like you, her energy instantly banishes their effects upon your mental state, spiritual state, your aura. Tara is young, small, and although not pregnant, has a big belly, considered to be a sign of her power. She wears her locked, matted, long hair in a bun, ornamented with Rudra, Arukasha beads and skulls. 8 snakes entwine her body. Her spirit ally is Shiva. Her offerings are menstrual blood and incense. So, if you're a dude, you don't have any menstrual blood to offer, incense will be just fine working with this great goddess Tara. Tara eliminates dangers and disturbance caused by ghosts and spirits, but she doesn't just banish them, she brings the ghosts and spirits to enlightenment so that they become protectors. They will not be back to bother you because Tara transforms them into benevolent beings. Tara is a Buddha, a fully realized being who vowed to return to Earth continuously in the form of the female Bodhisattva. Her name derives from a Sanskrit root word meaning to transverse or to cross over. Tara helps devotees cross over to immortality and enlightenment. Tara also related to root words for star and pupil of the eye. So very, very potent energy to work with at this time. With all the chaos swirling in politics, you want to have a goddess force by your side or awakening within your consciousness, permeating your aura, changing, making a great change in your outer reality. And here we have the great Oshun. Oshun, great queen, daughter of the mountain, lady of waterfalls, mother of the waters, also known as Mama Chakatita. Oshun, spirit of sweet water, is the embodiment of love and romance, wealth, beauty, abundance, and magical knowledge. Talked about an older form of the great goddess Oshun and the goddess Heru, some of the same attributes. Oshun has dominion over things that flow, water, honey, love, money, mother's milk, and so forth. Her powers extend over various parts of the human anatomy, particularly the reproductive organs. Oshun is petitioned for personal fertility and to heal reproductive disorders. She fulfills devotees' wishes, providing wealth, employment, love, beauty, and protection. Oshun is a powerful witch and an expert at divination. Oshun may be Yemiya's daughter or sister. They are extremely compatible and are venerated together. However, Oshun and Oya do not get along. Although one devotee may venerate both of these powerful, beautiful warrior Orishas, keep some space, time, and distance between them. Do not bring them close together unless you wish to see sparks fly. Many years ago, I used to work with the 7 African powers. It was the only way you're going to get away with working with those two together unless you're invoking the 7 African powers. That way, all is well. I worked with them for years, the 7 African powers. Oshun is the youngest, sweetest, and smallest Orisha, but she may be the toughest. When Ogun was depressed and sulking in the forest, who was the only Orisha capable of lifting his spirits and bringing him back to civilization? Oshun. When the Islamic Jihad threatened Yoruba land, which Orisha stopped the warriors in their tracks and sent them back home? Oshun. When the Orishas needed to get in touch with the remote supreme creator, who was the only Orisha capable of flying to heaven, Oshun in her guise as a vulture, a spirit of incredible generosity. Oshun is very slow to anger. However, once angered, she is reputedly the most dangerous of all the Orishas and extremely difficult to appease. If you make her a promise and do not keep it, expect her to take back whatever she has given. So her offerings are anything having to do with feminine beauty, makeup, mirrors, brushes, perfume, and so forth. She accepts flowers and fans made from peacock feathers or yellow sandalwood. She drinks chamomile tea. Her favorite cooked dish is spinach with shrimp. Her very favorite offering is honey. You must taste any honey that you offer Oshun each and every time you offer it, not just upon opening the jar. An attempt was once made to poison her through an offering of honey. All offerings of untasted honey will be rejected, and you must be looked upon with suspicion. Oshun likes yellow and orange fruits and vegetables. Peel a beautiful orange for Oshun. Slice or divide it into 5 portions. Drizzle it with cinnamon honey, or first drizzle with honey and then sprinkle with ground cinnamon. Remember to taste the honey. Serve Oshun. Oshun wanted me to also share some pearls of wisdom. You know, the great goddess Oshun, or any of the love goddesses, or Zuli, Heru, you know, these are goddesses of love. Now, I know these days the love word is is just about over, it seems, in the West. These are not goddesses of wicked motives and agendas. So if you are invoking these goddesses to bring you somebody that you can hoodwink and take advantage of, she reminds you that these actions have repercussions on a cosmic level. The cause and effect cosmic law and principle is a real thing. So if you're getting an ideal mate into your world and you decide you want to take advantage of this person because of past pains and past hurt, you got to deal with that on a cosmic level. You're not going to offer your way up out of that because you have a choice. You know what I'm saying? She also reminded me to share this crystal that is not very much talked about. It is called the Triphane crystal. Triphane, Triphane stone. This is a stone that dissolves any blockages to love, whether it's romantic love or self-love. There's a tremendous amount of this self-hate going on in this world, particularly here in the West. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't find themselves worthy of love. This is a reason she says people repeatedly go after the same type of degenerate individuals. They lack love for themselves. Rather it's something generational, rather it's upbringing, rather whatever it is, the self-love or self-hate thing has to be eradicated from the consciousness and spirit of an individual to allow someone or something wholesome to enter. So the crystal Triphane is an excellent crystal in removing the blocks to love, romantic love, blocks to self-love, and also invoking the goddesses Oshun, whether you're working with a Zuli or the goddess Heru, or any goddess of love, to invoke the goddess energy to also help you to heal the pain you may be experiencing. Not to bring somebody into your spirit who you can get some payback from. You know what I'm saying? This creates a cause and effect dynamic. And we can see that this such is taking place on social media. All the pain that is spewing out over the airways. Too many wounded people have the mic in their hands. Nobody is healing properly. So the goddess Oshun wanted me to just share those pearls of wisdom. Work with the Triphane crystal. It is not really that costly. I found some on Etsy. Invoke the energy of Oshun to help you to heal that pain, to heal those blocks to love, self-love, romantic love. You know what I'm saying? To bring back that sense of worthiness instead of settling for a degenerate and then complaining about it on social media. It's not about being perfect. We all got issues. With somebody with 14 babies by 12 mamas, and you say yes to that as an example of I don't love myself. Or an example of you know she has wrecked 3 other people's lives and she's gonna wreck your life too if you entertain her and you say yes to that anyway. That is an example of I don't love myself. Because that is not all that's out there in the dating pool. You know what I'm saying? But dysfunction continues to be in high demand, and this is a product of self-hate, the lack of love for oneself. So working with the Oshun energy, allowing that energy to heal your heart, to heal your consciousness, she will guide you in ways that you can do just that. Work with the triphane crystals, very ancient. The rose quartz apparently is not working. Work with the more ancient stone of the triphane, one of the most magical stones on earth, the triphane crystal. It's the message the great goddess Oshun wanted me to share with you. And the last goddess here is in one of my favorites, my motto or my slogan, anybody that talked to me, in the bone lady we trust. The lovely face of death. La Santa Muerte's popularity has grown exponentially in recent years. Also known as Mother of Impossibility, the Bone Lady, patron of the Good Death, the Grim Reaperess, the White Sister, Santissima Muerte, is a powerful force to be reckoned with. By some estimates, there are over 12 million devotees of Santa Muerte worldwide. At her core, Santa Muerte is possibly Mexican. Some may question her inclusion here. However, the complicated story of her origins varies depending on whom you are asking. Some believe she may be connected to African-derived practices, and it is certainly true that she has taken up residence in many regular Lukumi botanicas and religious stores. Even if her roots are disputed, her modern manifestations, rites, and rituals have a prominent place in the lives of many Afro-Latina practitioners. Consequently, representation of Santa Muerte has many faces as well. There are statues that simply look like the classic Grim Reaper, and those in white, black, red, gold, blue, green, and purple. Each colored cloak is said to have its own function and represents the corresponding path of Santa Muerte. Her spirit allies. She generally resents having to share her altar space, but because she is hard to handle, it's traditional to invoke simultaneously with powerful but benevolent spirits like Saint Anthony, who is Papa Legba, or Archangel Michael, so they'll keep her in line if necessary. They are complementary spirits. She tolerates them and would allow their images to be placed on or near her altar. Her bird, obviously, is the sacred owl. She has dozens of shrines in Mexico City, the epicenter of her veneration, plus a number of public and private shrines elsewhere. A traditional offering involves vowing to light a pair of candles at a set number of her shrines. Her offerings is bread, water, incense. She loves rose incense, cinnamon incense, copal incense, candles, prayers, veneration. A tattoo of her image, candy. She loves, cinnamon candy, licorice candy, fruit, flowers, especially white roses. Her flowers must be always fresh. Even sometimes I would let them, wither up and die. Since she is holy death, there is no problem with that. She likes rum, sherry, tequila, the most expensive tequila that you can afford. The tequila helps to bring in more money. Whiskey, shiny red apples, chocolate, sugar skulls, cigars, and cigarettes are traditionally lit and the smoke blown over her image. She also likes hard, cold cash. So whatever money you can offer her will be very beneficial. She also likes for you to burn ancestor money for her also. I've learned that simple cornbread and coffee. She loves the simple cornbread and coffee. I also make Mexican cornbread for her. I remember eating this stuff growing up, but didn't really know what it was. But once she compelled me to like, yo, I want some Mexican cornbread. So I hooked her up some Mexican cornbread from time to time. She has a very awesome energy to work with. She works fast. And one more intelligent way she wanted me to share with you all is she is an energy. She's connected with the Saturn energy, Chronos energy. She's a time goddess also. She wanted me to share with you, she's also a goddess of wealth. So whatever in your consciousness, whatever in your thinking, or whatever blocks you may have in your soul, you invoke this type of energy to break down those barriers within your consciousness. You know what I'm saying? You're here to live in abundance of every kind, wealth of every kind. You come from an abundant cosmos, a universe. Your creator is not the creator of poverty. You know what I'm saying? So you're here to experience wealth of every kind. So if you're not experiencing wealth and abundance of every kind, she can heal the part of your consciousness, the part of your thinking, the blocks in your soul that may be holding you back from manifesting all the wealth you desire, providing you work with her on a consistent basis and have that intention. Of course, she gets a bad rap. A lot of the gangsters in Mexico, the dope boys in Mexico, they will take you out and throw a Santa Muerte card on top of you. So she gets a bad rap that way. But even though they have to also deal with the law of cause and effect. So there is consequences behind utilizing that energy to do bad things. But at the same time, she will guide you towards those teachers also that will help you or give you the information you need to elevate yourself, to elevate your consciousness. I'm here to tell you that the deities, the goddesses, the gods, they love when you evolve on purpose. You know what I'm saying? They really frown on default evolution. What do I mean by default evolution? Waiting on Pluto and Aquarius to do something for you. Waiting on a solar flare to twinkle and you're going to be elevated and your superpowers are going to be amplified without you doing any type of spiritual work whatsoever. They really frown on laziness when it comes to the spiritual path of evolution. That is the only thing you're going to take with you. Your high credit score is going to stay right here in this realm. All of your properties, your trust, your digital currency, all of that does not come with you when you leave here. But your spiritual growth and evolution, you take with you for all of eternity. So invoking these goddesses to bring you the information you need to elevate your consciousness, to awaken to your highest potential in a single lifetime, that is badass. They love when you have a desire to evolve on purpose. A lot of these goddesses were once human eons of times ago. So how do you think they go from human to now great goddesses and gods in the cosmos, putting in the necessary spiritual practices to awaken the God genes beyond talking? We're all gods at potential, but you have to unlock the God gene. And I'm here to tell you, I got terrible news once again. You're not going to eat your way into godhood. So you're going to be tapping into various practices, more likely involving the sun, that will help to elevate your consciousness, raise the level of spiritual vibration through working intelligently with solar energy and the goddesses, providing you have a strong connection with them. They will work with you in this way. Also, if you're struggling financially or whatever, they know exactly where you are, so you can get help also with your mundane stuff. But they love when you desire to evolve to your highest potential, to break down the blockages in your own thinking that may be inhibiting your ability to experience great wealth and prosperity. They will guide you toward the teachers you need to work with to help you to evolve and elevate yourself. She will often come to me in forms of a spider. So I hooked up this image here a little while ago. This is her sigil. If you're not familiar with the bone lady here, but this is an awesome symbol here. You can, if you, this is an energy that resonates with you, you can screenshot it, put it up over her altar. If you don't have one, there's there is no reason to be afraid of the bone lady. She's very compassionate energy. Of course, this is death here, so she's nothing to play with. A lot of people who are, the consciousness is not really that high. They would use her for just low vibrational means. Somebody say something they don't like on a social media post, they're wagging around Santa Muerte candles. You know what I'm saying? It's so disgusting to use an energy this powerful, connected with a whole planet of Saturn, the ancient Saturn, to which she's connected to. She also let me know she's also connected to the goddess Nephthys. Reading the book Paloma Yambe years ago, she's also part of the Congo spirits, along with Mama Chola and El Cristo Rey and El Cristo Negro. She's part of that 11 spirit pantheon in the Congo. She also let me know she's also an aspect of the Black Tarot. So her energies are all over the place, as well as she's also connected with the goddess Isis also. So connect with her and ask her what I just said. If she's not connected to the goddess Isis and Nephthys, if she's not connected to the Black Tarot, she will give you confirmation on that. You know what I'm saying? As well as obviously rocking hard in Mexico. So her energy is all over the place. So very, very powerful energy here to work with at this time. Awesome energy of protection, obviously. The more you strengthen your connection with her, the more nothing is going to touch you. But I find it so comical that people utilize an energy like this for a social media post. But the people who are raising their rent by $500, the people that are going up on their utilities by hundreds of dollars, the people who are messing up their ability to eat healthier foods, none of this magic goes toward these people's end. Only on the lowest level social media posts, or I just don't like somebody, let me burn a candle of Santa Muerte on them. That is a reflection of consciousness, low consciousness. Work with these goddesses to elevate your consciousness. And if you just got to send energy somewhere, send it at the wicked tyrants instead of waiting on a savior. You know what I'm saying? No magic goes for the wicked tyrants. Always on the lower level end. You want to be impressive, send this work to the people that deserve that work, the people that's making your life here a living hell. How about that for a change? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. It is so trifling to use these powerful goddess energies for such low level means. It only means that you need to elevate your consciousness, raise your level of vibration, because it ain't as high as you think it is. If that is how you're using these energies to mess up somebody because you don't like what they said on your social media post, that is beyond trifling, in my humble opinion. So enough of me ranting. These particular goddess was like, talk about me a little bit, especially the first goddess, the goddess Arena. No one hardly ever mentions her in any of the goddess talks. She's a very powerful solar energy that I work with personally to enhance my creativity, intelligence. You also strengthen your willpower. The more you form a connection with these goddesses, ask for those divine words of power, those divine symbols of power, and in time they will reveal you these symbols. Have your pencil and notebook ready, and they will share with you ways that you can amplify yourself, heal yourself, to break down those barriers. And also they love when you're doing work to elevate and venerate your ancestors. Depending on who you are, you're here to heal your ancestral line. So certain aspects of yourself that you heal, that helps the generational line moving forward, whether you have any children or not. You know what I'm saying? Once you've broken certain curses within yourself, like for example, if you have, for some of my clients, they may have issues with the womb, for example, and it could be generational. Once an individual heals that within themselves, they break that cursed energy. That helps the line moving forward, whether they have any children of their own beyond that point. So they love when you do work to venerate your ancestors, feed your ancestors, send your ancestors money on the other side. They love when you work that way. So if you have any questions, give me a holla. Until next time, peace. And oh, by the way, if you enjoy this tone, this is called the Spica Attunement. It's on Tybro. It's about to shut down in about 4 or 5 days. So this tone is only about, I don't know, $12 or $13, but it tunes you into the energy of Spica, star connected in the Virgo constellation, and it imbues wealth and prosperity, divine ideas, inspiration. Very, very awesome tone, very beautiful tone to listen to while you're meditating on your endeavors. Until next time, peace.